This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, your guardian of the First Amendment, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud. You hear me? Proud to be the Patriot. Good Friday morning, everybody. As always, I'm a little pissed off, a little happy. We got to be happy when we get up in the morning to be pissed off, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. The only people that aren't getting pissed off are these rotten ass-wipe, good-for-nothing politicians. You know, you people, I'm going to piss you off right now, but I'm tired of talking about how rotten these son of a bitches are. I'm going to keep talking because that's what I want to do, because I hate these son of a bitches. It's not about winning for me. A friend of mine said, Bob, people are going to get the wrong idea, like you don't want to get elected. I'd like to get elected. But that's not my ulterior motive. My Bob Romanik, not the Freedom Coalition, St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, not any of the other candidates. Bob Romanik speaks for Bob Romanik. I want to destroy these son of a bitches. I'm tired. People will say, that's no way to run an election. You want to destroy. The hell it's not. These bastards have been destroying us year after year after year for the last 40 years, people. And we sit back and take it. What the hell's wrong with us? I'm going to be out on the streets next couple of weeks, start knocking on doors, telling people I'd appreciate their vote. Now, if you want to vote for me, you can. Here's LaToya Greenwood, my opposition. She's having all these prayer breakfasts, all these fundraisers. There's 4 or 5 fundraisers that she's had already. And I ask all of you want to give a little bit to a politician, but why should you? Why should I? Why should we fund the election of these politicians who are going, my side too? Give a little bit to everybody. These son of a bitches want $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. Now, if you want to spend $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, spend your money. I'm spending my money. And I have people, hey, Bob, I need this, I need that. People have worked hard for their money. Don't mind spending it on the right cause. But there's so many of these politicians out here. They expect you to give. I got a thing right here. It was in the Monitor. Mark Kern. We proudly represent our interests. Come meet your county Democratic candidates to discuss issues concerning you. It's going to be held sometime in August at Pirtle's Confectionery on Ridge Avenue. Awful small place. But that's what these asswipes, and you got Kern. And this son of a bitch, even in the paper, even in the Monitor paper, he's got his ugly ass picture. The only one ugly than him is Sasquatch, his wife, and we're going to get on to that later. But this, I think I saw this at the dressing room at the YMCA. I think I saw the same picture of Kern smiling. I don't know what he's smiling about. Mark, sweet cakes, Kern. Don't know what you're smiling about. I kind of think I do. You're not, Kern. You're not at the meat packing plant. You're at the YMCA, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. He's got billboards up I've got a billboard up running for state rep. I don't want my ugly mug on the billboard. I want Bob Romanik, state representative, 114th district. Slam bam, thank you, ma'am. It's over. Kern's got to put his philosophy, his political philosophy on the billboard. Got to put it, I guess, his life history. You can see him all throughout the county, and we're making these bastards spend more money than they've ever spent in their life. And you son of a bitches, maybe you win. But when you win in November, we the people of St. Clair County, we all lose. And I know there's a lot of people may not like me, may not like some of our candidates. But you got to hate these son of a bitches that we're running against. You got to hate them. But here's Kern, got his ugly mug. You didn't have your ugly mug back in the day, Kern, when they were calling you a racist down in East St. Louis. And even the white people don't like you. You elitist bastard. They never worked an honest day in his life. The no good son of a bitch's parents, who I'm sure are nice people, give him all his $2, $3, $5, $20, whatever $1 million for a trust fund. He's a trust fund baby. And he is a baby. I think they call him baby at the dressing room at the Y. Baby Kern, if you know what I mean. I've seen a couple babes in my life. Maybe we start calling him Babe. Maybe we start calling him Babe. But you people, you got to understand. How the hell can you sit there and take this crap? These son of a bitches been lying to you. The democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County been lying to you good people for the last 50 years. And you just keep it up. You let it go. You let it go. You become apathetic. You say, we don't care. And that's what these son of a bitches want. They don't want you to come out in November. They don't want you to come out and vote. Hell no, they don't. Because you know you're not voting for them. But by sitting at home on your lazy asses, and we all do that at some point in time, me included, we make these guys winners. And these son of a bitches are far from being winners. Yeah, again, I want to thank everybody, all the emails. We don't have time for all the emails, all the telephone calls, all the faxes. And we get some good information. We get some nasty information and keep sending it to people because we will use it. But Brandon G., thank you very much for your comments. And we'll talk about that momentarily. A couple of our political people were putting up signs yesterday. And some asswipe, white, stupid idiot from Diversified Services, they do lawnscaping and cutting grass and whatever the hell they do. Some ignorant, white, stupid bastard who probably's mother had sex with his sheep, and that's what you get with these stupid son of a bitches. Driving a Diversified Service truck. It was from Collinsville. This son of a bitch starts yelling and screaming. See, that's how somebody gets in trouble. That's how somebody gets hurt. You don't go around. Let your enemies do what they're going to do. I don't get up in anybody's face. I rag them on the radio, and I tell them, come on. Come on and defend yourself. I don't put a microphone in their face. I'm not a violent person until you screw with me or my family. Then I'll show you how violent I can be, you rotten bastards. And you know who I'm talking about. And I don't mean violent politically, of course. I mean violent. So screw with me and my family, you ignorant, rotten bastard, political, parasitical punks. They just indicted this Harry Hollingsworth, you heard me yesterday, on a bullcrap charge. Harry was for them until he found out that it was too bad on that plantation. Him and the proud Democrats of the New Vision Democrats in East St. Louis, the true Democrats in East St. Louis, they come off the plantation. Now they're trying to screw with all of them. It's awful funny. Before, nothing ever happened. You can't scare those people down there, Kern. They're not for you because you're an asswipe, rotten bastard. You and that pissy pants, ignorant, stupid son of a bitch, Bob Sprague. Bob, I'd rather piss in my pants than piss in a urinal, Sprague. These people walk down the street. Years back, before we started to expose them 6-7 years ago, they thought people were in awe of them. And they were. Oh, look it. There's a county board chairman. There's a chairman of the Democratic organization, Bob Sprague. They're laughing at you, ignorant son of a bitches, Kern, Sprague, Barra Civic. They're laughing at you, no good son of a bitches, because they know you're no good. These son of a bitches been eating at the political trough forever. And you've heard me before about Sprague. This no good asswipe bastard. ran for an election as a Democrat in the primary back in the 70s, lost his ass for circuit judge because they knew he was an asswipe, no good for nothing son of a bitch. Bob Sprague, I'm talking about you, 26 East Washington. Come get me. You're not such a big shot. You hide in that court system. You've helped most of those judges get elected. And that's another asinine thing. People back in the day when a judge got appointed or elected, they didn't thank their mother and father first. They didn't thank the citizens who put them in office. They all thanked Bob and Patty Sprague because Bob Sprague is the rainmaker. He stays behind the scene, and then he goes out to Centerville Township, Cahokia. He was with East St. Louis. He was at Belleville. He's all over being the city attorney. That's where the money's being made. And his little ass boy, Garrett Horner. He's a city attorney in Belleville. I think he's a city attorney in some other places. We're going to get a freedom information as soon as we find out. So anybody call me, please. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. Call me and let me know where all Garrett Horner works. We've got East St. Louis School District 189, probably makes $500,000. SWIC, we put in a freedom information there. We've got a freedom information at Belleville, and we got a freedom information at St. Clair County. That's some of the municipalities he works for. That fat son of a bitch, him and Sprague, they're eating at the public trough day in and day out to the tunes of millions of dollars. Now, Garrett Horner, he's the campaign manager for LaToya Greenwood, my opposition, and he's furnishing the free refreshments at one of her fundraisers. What Daddy gives you about $500,000 in legal fees for doing, in my opinion, next to nothing, Garrett Horner. But he's going to be the heir apparent. And at one point, I thought he was a pretty decent guy. I love his brother, Kevin. Love his brother, Kevin. They're not two peas in a pod, I guarantee you. But Garrett Horner, be LaToya Greenwood's campaign manager. Why don't you fund her campaign for the money that you've taken from the proud black community? Then they tell me that a gentleman that's on the SWIC board. Now, you got to follow me, people, and it's hard to follow because they make the trail so difficult. There's a guy that's on, I guess, the board of directors, this Nance, who takes care of Garrett up there at the SWIC. Now, they tell me this Nance is, guess what? He works for School District 189 in some consulting position at $100,000 a year of your hardworking taxpayers' money. And you people put up with it. You didn't know that before, did you? But you know it now. You know it now because what I tell you is true. These bastards are so inbred. And the amazing part, it's not a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 a year job where they don't do anything. No benefits. Just throw them a few dollars, a few crumbs. No, it's $100,000 plus benefits, plus pension for the rest of their life. That we the taxpayers are paying for, people, not them. It's not their private business. It's our public business, and we're paying for it. Anyway, you ass-white bastard from Diversified Service from Collinsville, as soon as I get your name, he's out there yelling and screaming. Our people are trying to get signs up. They're trying to play politics. They don't like it. I don't like playing politics, but when you're in the game, you got to go by the rules. And that's part of the political rule. You got to get your name out there. You got to get advertising out there. Nobody yelled at that sumbitch driving down the street in a Diversified Service truck from Collinsville. But he stops and going to yell and scream. He about got his ass whipped. There was a gentleman out there, an ex-Navy man, who was about ready to whip this stupid son of a bitch's ass. Why can't people just leave well enough alone? I tell Kern, Sprague, Barra Civic, every son of a bitch I talk to, come sit across from me. Come sit across from me and defend yourself. We don't have to defend ourselves violently. Let's do it verbally. These no-good ass-white bastards, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Hey, you know I rant and rave. I want to know why last night I go to the Circle K convenience store by the fairgrounds, and I was going to get gas, but I was headed for home, and home was going west, so I knew there was another Circle K right there on Centerville Avenue, not 2 minutes away, not even a minute away. So how can gas be $2.22 at the Circle K next to the fairgrounds in Belleville on 159. And then on Centerville Avenue, a minute away, gas is $2.39. How the hell can gas go from $2.22 to $2.39? 17 cents on the spread for a gallon of gas. And it's the same company. Then they'll tell you, well, you buy gas here and you got to sell it here. And one day there was 4 drops of rain instead of 2 drops of rain. So that's why we do that. That's bull crap. These son of a bitches are screwing us. And these politicians are letting some of these businesses screw us because they get contributions. They get campaign contributions. But it amazes me. And if somebody can tell me in decent terms, in common terms, not all that crazy crap, how the hell 3 blocks away, 2 minutes away, the same company that gas is $2.39 a gallon at one place and $2.22. And down there in East St. Louis, you good people listening and all, we've got a great listening audience in East St. Louis. You guys know about the gas down there. If it's $2.39 in Belleville, we shouldn't be bitching because the towel heads, I shouldn't have said that. That's politically incorrect. The people that wear towels on their heads, let's say it that way. The Arabs, if it's $2.39 in Belleville, it's $2.99 in East St. Louis. And that's the way they pay back. That's the way they pay back the proud black community in East St. Louis for giving them all that TIF money. No, that's how they screw you in East St. Louis. Lonzo Greenwood, Charlie Powell, Alvin Parks, they're all going to be hot on the election trail. They're going to tell you people, hey, give us votes. Vote for LaToya, my daughter, for state rep. She's black. She's running against that white guy, Romanik. They play that crap down there. They won't play it in Millstadt. They won't play it in Freeburg, Smithton. And maybe it's not politically correct for me to address it, but I'm going to address it because that's the way it is. They're going to talk that crap down there. And then they give the Arabs all the TIF money. I don't think there's one proud black man that has a gas station and convenience store in East St. Louis. I wonder why. It's because these asswiped, the Alonzo Greenwood, the Charlie Powells, the Alvin Parks, these no good son of a bitches, they keep giving. They keep giving to everybody on the outside because everybody on the outside gives them money on the inside. You'll look at the campaign contributions for LaToya Greenwood. Guarantee you, all the convenience stores, all the places that her daddy deals with. And let me tell you, people, Greenwood, your illustrious leader who shoved his daughter down everybody's throat to run for state representative against me, they could have had a consensus black candidate that everybody would have wanted, and I'd have been in more trouble than I'm in. But the greedy Greenwoods, 16 people related to the Greenwoods are on the School District 189 payroll, the public payroll that you good people in East St. Louis, they say vote for her because she's black? No, don't vote for her because she's greedy. Her daddy's greedy. She's got a job as a councilwoman. She's making $100,000 a year at the School Board 189. And now she wants to go to Springfield and kiss Madigan's ass and make another $100,000 plus minus plus a pension. And you think that's good? That's not good for the people of East St. Louis. That's not good for the people of the 114th Legislative District. That's good for the Greenwoods, the greedy Greenwoods. That ought to be their new name. Hey, Mr. Greedy Greenwood, not Alonzo Greenwood, but Greedy Greenwood. Because that's what they're doing, people. They're sucking the life out of you. They could suck something else out of me, but it ain't my life, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. You rotten bastards down there. You come up the hill with these rotten bastards in Belleville, and you got a lot of just rotten bastards. That's what you got. I want to talk about, and this really pisses me off. We'll get to our housekeeping momentarily. And I don't have a dog in this fight. Double fatal drunk crash nets woman 6 years in prison. This lady gets drunk, a young lady gets drunk and gets only 6 years in prison, kills 2 people. The family of 2 women killed in a crash in Monroe County were not satisfied with the 6-year prison term handed down to a woman guilty of causing the wreck. This Crystal Steinheimer, now 21 of Redbud, was sentenced in Monroe County Court Thursday in connection with the crash. She was charged in May 2015 and pleaded guilty last month to aggravated driving under the influence. A reckless homicide charge was dismissed. Hey, Judge. Hey, State's Attorney. If that was your daughters, I'll bet you it wouldn't have been dismissed. I bet you'd have tried to get first-degree murder and the gas chamber. Why the hell is your families, all you politicians' families, why do you think they're better than our families? That really pisses me off. But this lady entered the courtroom, and there's a picture on the front page of the Belleville News Slimocrat. Entered the courtroom in a tie-dye shirt, blue jeans, her hair tied back in a bun, and a gray headband. Now, she's really concerned about her appearance. She's really concerned about showing respect to the court system and the people of Monroe County. She looks like a bum. Looks like a bum. She said she stared straight ahead and did not react when Judge Denny Doyle read her sentence. And I think Denny Doyle's an honorable man, but I think he's totally off base on this one. She was driving a Chevy, blah, blah, blah. In a statement, his wife and son, Dan Leifer, and I hate to bring this up. I shouldn't have mentioned his name. The deceased father recalled the night him and his wife and son arrived at the hospital and learned his daughter did not survive. I cannot describe the feeling as I stood there and watched my wife and son's instant despair. I almost didn't hear. I never cried. He said, I don't know why. Because you were in shock, sir. Like I was in shock when my son passed. But once at the hospital room, I can't even go there. But here's the most egregious part. When Doyle, the judge, and I think these judges have too much power. I think they have too much power because when they do crap like this, it just should piss us all off. When Doyle asked if the defendant Steinheimer had anything she wished to say to the court, she simply said no. Did not even apologize to the family. Did not apologize to the 2 families. These gals that were killed were 2 friends. They weren't daughters. They were friends in a car. And this Steinheimer got drunk, killed 2 people, and she gets 6 years in jail. But, hey, wait a minute. Here's a Glen Carbon man. He'll spend the next 9 years in jail. Because the no good son of a bitch, you know what he did? He tried to rob a bank. This guy tried to rob a bank. I'm sorry. He robbed the one-stop shop gas station in Maryville. He brandished a gun at the station's owner. Didn't hurt the station's owner. This guy gets 9 years for robbing. And I don't want to make light of the robbery. He should have had 20 years. And this lady, this disrespectful lady, and I use that term loosely, should have got 40, 50 years. You sit there and think as you're drinking your coffee, people. And that's what I do. And that's why I spout this crap, because you won't hear it on mainstream radio. You won't hear this crap on mainstream radio. And it is crap. This jury system of ours is crap. This gal, think about it. Your daughter driving down the street. Your son driving down the street. Innocent as hell. Some drunk, ignorant, fat ass comes over, hits the car, and kills your son or daughter, heaven forbid. 2 sons or daughters in this instance. And she gets 6 years. She'd been in jail a year, so the judge gives her that year served. So she's going to do probably 4 years in prison. She needlessly took the lives. And I don't drink. I haven't drank in 45 years. I know my limitations, and I don't mind people drinking. But when you get to the point where you're that drunk, and you're going to kill people, then it's a problem with me. But understand me. Crash, killed 2, seriously hurt another, so I don't know if the third one is paralyzed. It doesn't say in the paper. But for this gal, look at the paper. Not to come to court dressed properly. I don't know why the hell a judge would even let her in looking like this. Apparently she has no respect, but total disrespect for the court system and the families of the victims that she killed. And I would say I have a lot of disrespect for the court system after they've done this. But again, think about it as you're drinking your coffee. Your son, your daughter leave one night, you hug them, you kiss them. See you in the morning. Be careful, son. Be careful, daughter. And get a call at midnight or so saying your daughter or son was in an accident and they're not going to survive. And then you go to court, you relive this again, and guess what happens? The defendant, the person that killed, hey, I want to tell you, what's it make any difference? What's it make any difference? If this lady would have took a gun, and I say lady, I use that term loosely, if this lady would have taken a gun and just killed these 2, they're dead. No matter how they die, they're dead. And for the court system, and you think about it, people, and that's what Bear Civic does. That's what this Jan Fist, this piece of crap, who won't come off the bench because he don't want to give his ex-wife half of his pension. That's why Jan Fist stays on the bench. And I used to have a lot of respect for Judge Jan Fist until he give this gentleman a year for killing that young man down on 8th Street, running over him. But see, the defendant in that case had the attorney who Jan Fist goes down to spring training in Florida. Same Jan Fist who gets tickets and goes to the game with this attorney. You see the picture, and you guys may not think it's serious, but let it be one of your family members, and you'll see real quick. You'll see real quick how serious this is. Think about it. Look at the front page. Get it out of the trash because it's not worth buying, the Belleville News Slimocrat. This gal comes to court to get sentenced. She killed 2 people and maimed a third one. She gets only 6 years? 6 years in prison? I would be livid. These judges have too much power, and if they earn those positions, it would be different. But these are political positions, and these guys got to play politics. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. Anybody got any comment? I'll take a few calls if you'd like. We are America's Voice of Freedom. Definitely the Patriot. Call toll free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. We're also going to try to get the Black Lives Matter again. We'll do all that right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Let's take care of our housekeeping. Lines are always open. We are America's Voice of Freedom. Definitely the Patriot. Call toll free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. I've got a email here. Sunday. The Granite City APA, our good friends, they're having a fundraiser Sunday, July the 17th, this Sunday, at the AmVets in Madison, Illinois, located at 1711 Kennedy in Madison. We were there the last fundraiser. They have the biggest and the best tacos. I'm telling you guys, I don't lie to you. If you go to this event, they've got the biggest and best tacos you'll ever eat. They're going to have, I guess, a raffle, and all this is for the APA, the Animal Protection Association, and these guys are having their taco sale. And she said she forgot. I told her to let us know anything we can do for any animal organization, any military organization, any civic organization. Please give us the information. And Patty Rose, we want to thank you, but that's going to be this Sunday. The Granite City APA, located at 1711 Kennedy Drive. It's the AmVets in Madison. We were there last year, had a great response. We'll be back again this Sunday. And Patty Rose, thank you. Thank you very much. Coming up next Thursday, July the 21st, the golf tournament fundraiser, 4-man scramble for Roger Cook. It's a fundraiser. He is our candidate, the people's candidate for St. Clair County Board Chairman, and also Dallas Cook, the candidate for St. Clair County Circuit Clerk. Again, to be held next Thursday, July the 21st. Registration starts at 11:30 a.m. Shotgun start at 1 p.m. If you have any questions or concerns or would like to get involved, would like to donate to a great cause, because Roger Cook will make one hell of a good St. Clair County Board Chairman. He's going to kick their ass, people. He won't tell you that, but he's pissed, as we all are. It's time for a change up there at St. Clair County, and we're going to make that change. You may want to get a hold of Jessica. It's 618-301-7484 to get involved in the tournament. We'll all be out there, the candidates, so come out and meet us. Let's have a great time. Celebrate with us 70 years tomorrow, July the 16th, the 70th anniversary of our great friends at the VFW in Redbud, Post 6632. They're having their 70th year anniversary. Going to have washer tournaments. Going to have, all kind of entertainment, food, drinks available starting at 12:30 in the afternoon. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact 618-708-1336. And as always, want to thank Gary and Virgil and all of our Vietnam and all of our veterans all throughout this great country of ours. Coming up this Saturday, tomorrow, July the 16th, the Freeburg Police and Public Safety Fundraiser will be held at the Clinton Hills Golf Course, 4-person scramble, 1 o'clock shotgun start. If you have any questions or concerns, I don't know if it's too late, but you may want to donate, get a whole sponsorship, or come out and meet the people out at the Freeburg Police and Public Safety Department. You can contact our friend Matt Trout at 618-410-8077. Also, coming up this Sunday, July the 17th, the Granite City Braves. Their baseball team will be holding tryouts this Sunday. Tryouts will be held at Hartford Community Park, open to any boy that was born on or after May the 1st, 2005. You may want to call Josh Mills at 618-823-7070. And Tim Spizewalk, thank you very much. Public's invited. The summer picnic at the Quail Club, located at 8303 Concordia Road in Belleville, coming up next Saturday, July the 23rd. It says don't forget to bring your swimsuit and towel. The radio station will be out there, and we'll talk about that more next week. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, for the best of all three of our great stations. You can listen to my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. and now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or KZQZ 1430 AM. You can go to my personal Facebook page, Fans of the Grim Reaper, or Bob Romanik for State Representative. And as always, if you want the best in entertainment, the best in information about politics all throughout the area, go to St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook. On this date, On this date, July the 15th, 1885, Niagara Falls was formally opened. On this date, July the 15th, 1932. Hell, this is a novel idea. President Hoover cut his own salary by 15%, as I will cut mine by 100% if elected state representative. On this date, July the 15th, 1946, the comedy team of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis debuted. On this date, July the 15th, 1965, Congress passed a law requiring all cigarette packages to carry a health warning. On this date, July the 15th, 1968, commercial air flight began between the United States and Russia. On this date, I can't believe this. On this date, July the 15th, 1994, professional wrestler Hulk Hogan actually admitted under oath in a New York courtroom that he had taken steroids to get big. Now, I don't believe that. That's what happened on this date, July the 15th, throughout all these years in our world's history. I was watching TV this morning, cable TV. There's nothing on cable TV but paid advertising. We're paying 40, 50, 100. I'm paying 100 and some odd big dollars a month, as I'm sure all you people are. We got 5 or 6 or 8 decent channels. Then they've got all these channels that they're selling crap. Now, the cable companies are making a fortune having these people on selling crap, and then we got to pay to buy the crap that the people are selling the crap, pay the cable people for being on TV. How asinine is that? You can flip through the channels. I don't give a damn if it's Charter. I don't give a damn if it's Direct TV. I don't give a damn if it's Dish TV. There's 5 or 6, and think about it, people, 5 or 6, 7 good channels. Now, we can get the good movies, but then guess what? We got to pay more. We're getting screwed coming and going, people, and our government lets these cable companies get away with this crap. But I guarantee you, go through your cable TV tonight, two-thirds of the channels will be paid programming that the cable companies get a lot of money for. And then we're paying to watch the paid programming that they ought to be paying us. Remember when cable first started? There wasn't no advertising. And so, hey, I understand why we're paying for cable back in the day. Because there's no advertising, and it was worth not having any advertising. But now that's all it is. You get 500 cables, but 490 are paid programming. And it just pisses me off. Where's the FCC? Where's everybody whenever we need them? You know, they want to be around worried about saying a cuss word on the air or maybe showing a breast on the air because, you know, that's devastating. But let all these asswipe bastards put all this crap on TV. The FCC, they don't give a damn. It's a money grab. It's a money grab for everything. Before we take a break here, I want to say, it says local leaders, what are they doing about taxes? Matt Hawkins, he's the president of the Civic Alliance. He's a fighting gentleman. He says, in short, he would love to explore putting together property tax referendum, a petition, and a referendum like the one East St. Louis had that just about passed a year or so ago. And Matt wants to put some more on the referendum. Here's Matt's personal number, 618-531-8059. He says, if you feel the same way, please contact me. And again, it's 618-531-8059. Matt Hawkins, president of the Civic Alliance of East St. Louis. We need to have a lot of things on the referendum. We need to have a lot of things on the ballot. Because I'm tired, people, as we all are. Remember, they work for us. These rotten, asswipe, no-count, good-for-nothing, son of a bitches work for us. We don't work for them. We need a lot of things on the referendum. We need to change politics. That's why Trump is doing so good. Now, maybe he wins, maybe he loses. I'm not endorsing him one way or the other. I'm not endorsing him. But people are tired of politics as usual. It's going all throughout this country, and I guarantee you with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, it's not. You hear me? It's not going to be politics as usual in St. Clair County. We're going to take back our county with the help of you good people, Democrats, Republicans, men, women, black and white. We're going to vote the person, not the party. We don't give a damn about the party. Well, we give a damn about the party if it's a good time. But these parties, these political parties, don't ever show us a good time. They show us financial devastation. They show us complete ruin. Let's get rid of the political parties and put the public servants back into office. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. I read in the news today, and I want to kind of half-ass salute Congressman Boston, Davis, and Shimkus. They're trying to find out why we didn't get the NGA, the spy agency. Guys, you must be putting a little bit of medication in your coffee. And I say that with all due respect. We didn't get it because of Sweet Cakes Kern, because of Bear Civic, because of Sprague, because of the culture, the Democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County. Now they're going to try to tie up some funding, but I like what Senator McCaskill said. She says, well, if I was from Illinois, I'd do the same thing, but I don't think they're going to have any success with that, McCaskill said, adding that she had run traps with congressional defense spending negotiators, and she's confident that St. Louis will get it, as is everybody. And I got to say, we got a late start on that. But Congressman Boss, it's not your fault. Shimkus, it's not your fault. It's the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption. And I would ask Congressman, I've had to talk to a lot of people, and we've had differences in the past, but hopefully they're forgot about. And I'm going to vote the person. I'm not going to vote the party. I don't know who I'm voting for, but I get a little bit of heat because I apologize to his opponent, because I give his opponent, C.J. Barasivic, Mr. C.J. Barasivic, a lot of flack when I shouldn't, because I was after his dad politically, and I'm still after his dad. But it was wrong for me to come after his son. And I get a lot of flack from people. Well, I wasn't talking bad about Congressman Bost. Hey, listen, I'm a man first. They can take these politics and shove them up their ass. I felt the need to apologize to C.J. Barasivic, and I did wish him the best, as I wish Congressman Bost the best. Because I say, and I'm not a hypocrite, I say vote the person, not the party. And it's not for me to decide who you're going to vote for, people. It's for you to decide, to look at the records. But I have to tell you, Congressman Bost, you're losing support all over the place. I talked to a couple female groups. They heard me talk about the St. Clair County Republican chairman, Doug Jamieson. They heard me talk about Barb Viviano and Mary Thurman. And they dislike these three people. I know they're all up your ass, and I understand that. You're the congressman, and no disrespect to you. But these people are pulling you down, Congressman Bost. There's some groups of ladies that have been involved in domestic abuse, and they're not happy with Jamieson. They're not happy with people that support Jamieson. These are ladies that have been abused, been beaten. And these ladies aren't happy. And he represents the Republican Party. So I want to thank you, Doug Jamieson, for censoring me and throwing me out of the Republican Party. Because I may be a lot of things, Doug Jamieson, but I've never been charged with DUIs. I've never been charged with domestic battery as you have in Springfield, Sangamon County. Get on the Sangamon County website. But even as much as that, I gave my son everything he needed, everything he wanted. And you rotten bastard to be $100,000 in debt for child support, you rotten, no good son of a bitch. So I say, Congressman Bost, I personally feel that you ought to get away from him because this guy's going to hurt you, Congressman. There's groups have already called me and asked me, and I said, hey, at this point, I don't want to get involved. But they're not happy. These women who've been beat by their rotten, no-count, good-for-nothing husbands, they're not happy, Congressman. And it's not you that they're not happy with. They're not happy with Doug Jamison, the leader of the St. Clair County Republican Party. They're not happy with Mary Thurman. They're not happy with Bar Viviano, and I know they're strong supporters of you, but you don't know, Congressman, how many true Republicans, how many decent Republicans these people have run out of the St. Clair County Republican organization. That's why, Congressman Bost, that's why all the people that lean towards the Republican persuasion, the more conservative people, that's why St. Clair County never has been successful with the Republican Party, because there is no organization. McGlynn won last time, a few other candidates, because they came on the air. They got the exposure. We weren't the only reason that these Republicans start winning, but we're a major part because they're getting the exposure that they need. They're getting the exposure that they can't pay for, that they get here free. So, Congressman Bost, I would ask you, because I want to try to keep this down. I want to keep this at a level where it should be. Young Bear Civic shouldn't be chastised because of his father, and that's why I apologized. And you, Congressman Bost, shouldn't be chastised because of your association with an asswipe, no-good son of a bitch like Doug Jamison. And people, go to our website, St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. You can see the leader of the Republican Party, and he's pushing Congressman Bost, and that's not Bost's fault, but Congressman, that's hurting you a lot more than it's helping you, no matter how you feel, no matter if they're your friends or not. I like to see an even playing field. But when you have groups getting ready to come out about domestic violence and come out, and Congressman, I would ask at this point that you would denounce. I think it's better if you would denounce any kind of friendship, any kind of support given to you by Bar Viviano, by Mary Thurman, and by Doug Jamison. Because it's not going to be fair to you to get painted in that very, very negative brush that Jamison, that Bar Viviano, that Mary Thurman are painting. You don't know what the hell they're saying about you out there in the street, Congressman. They're pissing people off about you. And if you want to piss people off, Congressman, that's your problem, or you're okay to do that if that's your desire. But don't let a Bar Viviano, don't let a Mary Thurman, don't let a Doug Jamison pull you down to the gutter where they're at. I don't believe you support domestic abuse. I do not believe that in any way, shape, or form. But there's groups out there, Congressman, coming together that want to picket your office because of this Doug Jamison. And I don't think that's right. But I don't think that's right to take support, whether it's you, me, or anybody else, from an asswipe, rotten bastard like Doug Jamison. I don't give a damn what his title. But his title happens to be St. Clair County Republican Chairman. He's the leader of the Republican Party. And I know, Congressman Bost, you are not condoning his charges up in Sangamon County and Springfield. I know you're not condoning his activity, any of his activity. But you have to come out and you have to denounce it, Congressman. Because if not, you're going to be painted with the same negative brush, with the same brush that this rotten bastard charged with DUI, charged with the $100,000 of back child support, and charged with domestic violence. You'll be painted, Congressman Bost, with the same brush. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio. And you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Let's remember the United States of America, the greatest country on this earth. We have terrorist acts all over, but together, people, we have to unite. Men, women, Democrat, Republicans, black and white. We have to become one, Americans. Let's fight this fight on terror all throughout our great country, because it's coming, people. And when they see us divided, not united, when they see us divided, it's going to get worse. Let's show them the strength of unity. Let's show them that we are a family that'll argue, a family that'll fight, but a family, when you come for one of us, one of our family members, we'll knock your ass out, we'll knock your ass down, we'll kill you, son of a bitch and terrorist bastards, because we are, first and foremost, Americans. So let's all remember that, people, and let's continue the fight to get rid of this political corruption. They are the ones, the politicians are the ones dividing this great country. They're the ones hurting this great country. So let's continue to unite to expose these rotten, no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing, ass-wipe, political, parasitical punks, perverted punks that we call politicians. And when it's all over, let's do what we know we have to do. This election and every election, destroy these asswipe, low-life, bottom-feeding bastards. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where